Well, you said the magic letters, the SAC. I missed the SAC. You know, I would have never left Harding. I just stayed at Harding forever, and when they closed, we just bought a house. I actually just built a house. So the whole family said we're not moving Fort Wayne, so I just went over to Woodland, same school, corporation, everything. Turned it around, and then this job opened, and what was appealing to this is to get back in the SAC with the same type of athlete I had at Harding, and they go to school to 410, because I'm on the tail end of my career right now, and I didn't really want to move schools where I'm teaching because of insurance, especially health insurance. Mm-hmm. So I'll still probably try to get here in a couple of years, but everything just fell together. And I'm a little bit selfish. I want to go to state in a classification besides 2A, and I'll give it a shot here for the next 5 to 7 and see what happens. Well, I've always went by a slogan called FORCE. Stands on focusing on reaching championship excellence. And to me, there's no other reason to play unless you're trying to win. And honestly, the only stats that matter are victories, and really the only victories that matter are championships. So I've always had that philosophy. So sometimes I've taken over several programs. My career record is not as good as it could be if I'd stayed at the same school forever. But I've won a lot of championships. So that's our goal. You know, win the SAC at some time along the way. Try to get to state. That's our goals. Now, I don't know if it's going to happen, but we're going to give it our best shot, and it could be 3 or 4 years, 7 years, maybe not at all. But that's the message I'm sending.
For you, was there any consideration after the heart attack before the season? Was there any consideration of okay, maybe I should step away from football, or any consideration of that? Because I know you're a football coach through and through.
No, the only thing it did, it made me realize not about death, but it made me realize I can't coach forever. So it kind of, last year was a tough year. It took me a little bit longer to recover than I thought I was going to. But I've got the clean bill of health, and I have more energy than I've had in years. And it's just the right time. I love Woodland. Like I said, I'm going to stay teaching there, and I hope they win. And but I just needed it. Like I said, very selfish. I needed this for me, for another chance to turn a program around, try and make them champions.
Final question from me. What makes you think that Wayne can be a program that can win championships? I mean, it was just a couple of years ago, they won 9 games and were right in it for the SEC title. They only lost by 1 point to the team that won the state championship. Last year, obviously, with 0 wins, was not the season they were hoping to have. But what makes you think that this is a program that you can build back into an SEC powerhouse like you're used to when you're playing in this conference?
Well, I think our speed's tremendous, and that's something you had to have in a SAC. And Wayne's always done that. I was head track coach at Harding too, so we ran against them all the time. And they're 4A, and I think this wouldn't be as appealing if it was 6A, because I think 6A is going to be a rough road no matter which way you go. 4A, we're actually going to play a lot of schools in the playoffs that we probably have more speed than. So to me, it's like a bigger Harding.
Good.
A couple questions. You've been a head coach for a long time at obviously Harding and Woodland. What's been the most enjoyable part for you about coaching high school football?
Oh, it's the kids, the players. I mean, just the 3 times I've been with these guys, already we're developing a rapport, and they're so hungry. It's so nice to see a group that's really hungry. And if anything, Woodland, we might have lost a little bit of that hunger after we went to state. Kids can think that, oh, this is going to be normal, and I think sometimes you don't realize how hard it is and to stay there. But I see these guys really hungry. You can tell they want to win. I think Coach Moore did a good job. Coach Moore worked for me for a year. He was an assistant of mine at Harding. So I think we can build upon what he built and maybe go the next level. I think last year they second best team in the state. Not last year, but 2 years ago.
What offensive and defensive schemes do you plan to run?
We're going to score points and we're going to stop people because we switch all the time. I'm a one-back guy. If I have a quarterback to wing it, we'll wing it. If I got a running back, Rod Smith got the ball 1,000 times in high school. So it just depends what we got. And my defense always is adjusting to stopping the other team. So we're never going to be, we're a 4-3 team or we're an I team or something like that. It's adjustment, adjustment, adjustment.
Obviously, you'll likely face a lot of great competition in the SAC. Teams like Dwenger, Snyder, Lures, Homestead, Carroll. Would you say that the challenges of facing teams like that is something you embrace?
Oh yeah. The thing is, Homestead and Carroll were not here when I was here last time, but Harding was here, and in Harding, from our 2003 season on, had the third most wins in the conference, and no one on the street would have answered that answer. But if you go back and look at conference games from 2003 on, we were third behind Dwenger and Snyder. So I embrace the competition, but it's nothing myself. I respect the heck out of it, but I've already played it. I haven't played Homestead or Carroll, so I can't say that. I've faced Ike's bunch when Ike was there, and they were great. And Dwenger's always been good. So, and to be honest with you, ACAC's for that size school is a pretty tough conference. I know it's smaller, but you can't find any better smaller schools than Adams Central and South Adams. And so we're used to facing competition. So that doesn't scare me. It doesn't mean we're going to win, but it doesn't keep me up at night. My own guys keep me up at night because I want to get better.